Hello guys, in this video I will explain differentiation at a point. So to find derivative of a function at a point, we should take the derivative of the function and substitute the given value for x or the given point for x and y for the variables in the derivative function. We will find the answer. Let's take a look at some ministry exam questions. 2023 first attempt ministry question. This is your function. It's asking about derivative of the function at 1 over 2. So the first thing to do is finding the derivative. What is f prime of x? It is natural logarithm. The derivative of natural logarithm is derivative of the angle divided by the angle. Now, how do I take derivative of this? I can apply product rule, but it's not necessary. I can write this as a single power, like x to the power of this is 1, this is half, the sum of the powers is 3 over 2. So let's take derivative of x to the power of 3 over 2 by using power rule. So bring down the power in front, 3 over 2, and decrease the power by 1. 3 over 2 minus 1 is 1 over 2, which is square root of x. So 3 over 2 square root of x over x square root of x. So square root x's will cancel each other. The result is 3 over 2x, right? So that's my derivative. It's asking about derivative at the given value, 1 over 2. So all we have to do is plug in 1 over 2 for x. So in this case, 2's will cancel. Result becomes 3. Alright. Let's continue with another ministry question involving trigonometry. Find derivative of this function and evaluate the derivative at pi. So the first step is finding the derivative. F prime of x equals derivative of the division is, we apply quotient rule, which tells us to take derivative of the top. Derivative of cosine is minus sine multiplied by derivative of the angle, which is 2. So minus 2 sine 2x times bottom x squared minus top cosine 2x multiplied by derivative of the bottom 2x divided by bottom squared. Okay, now I need to, before I do the simplification here, I can substitute pi. It's up to you. You can either simplify first and substitute pi, or substitute pi first and then simplify. It's all up to you. So we have negative 2 sine 2 times pi times x squared, which is pi squared, minus cosine 2 pi multiplied by 2x, which is 2 pi, all over x squared, which is pi squared. Okay, now simplify. Sine 2 pi, sine 360, 0, so it cancels right away, 0. Cosine 2 pi, it's 1, you have negative in front, negative 1 multiplied by 2 pi, so negative 2 pi divided by pi squared. Pi's will cancel, so what remains? Negative 2 over pi remains. I'm afraid I made a mistake. I couldn't find the answer in options. Let me check my steps. Derivative of the top, negative 2 sine 2x times bottom minus top times derivative of the bottom over bottom squared. Insert pi, so sine 2 pi is 0 minus cosine 2 pi is 1, negative 2 pi over pi squared. There's squared here at the bottom. When I square the bottom, it becomes pi squared squared, so pi to the 4. So when I cancel pi's, 3 remains as a power at the bottom. So negative 2 over pi cubed will be the answer, option D. Alright, so I forgot to square the bottom. This was my mistake. Okay, let's continue with another ministry question involving trigonometry. The function is given as 2 sine x cosine x. It's asked about derivative at pi. So what's the derivative of this? There are two ways of solving this question. First way, here I see sine multiplied by cosine. Two functions are multiplied by each other. So we can apply product rule, which takes time. I don't prefer this way. I will use another way. The second way involves trigonometric identity. I will use trig identity to solve this question. So remember, we used the same identity in the previous lessons to solve trigonometric questions. So 2 sine cosine is equal to sine 2x. So that's the trig identity I'm going to use in this question. So in place of 2 sine x cosine x, I'll write sine 2x. So I got my function written in simplest form, and then I will take derivative. So f prime of x equals derivative of sine, derivative of the angle multiplied by cosine of the same angle. This is my derivative. I need to find the value of this derivative at pi. So just replace your x with pi. So cosine 2 pi is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. The answer is 2, option C. Okay. Okay, let's continue with another question involving implicit equation. So when you have implicit equation, how do you solve? You are given a point. If there is implicit equation, you have an x value, you have a y value. So in the equation you have x and y, so you have everything that you need to solve the question. So all you need to do is take derivative and substitute 2 for x, 2 for y. In the previous questions we substituted the x value only x was given. But in this question, the point is given, so we have x and y. It's implicit, we have x and y. So let's take derivative of this implicit equation. How? Derivative of x squared, 2x minus derivative of 3xy. You treat x times y as product. So apply product rule. Derivative of first 1 times second plus first times derivative of second. Derivative of y is not 1, it's 1 prime, y prime. Plus derivative of y squared 2y, y prime. Like remember using chain rule, we have to apply the power rule first and take derivative of the base. Like chain rule for power. Equals derivative of the constant, 0. So let me distribute this minus to the bracket. It's 2x minus 3y minus 3xy prime plus 2y prime equals 0. What I need is to get y prime alone. This is a way, first way. Isolate y prime, and substitute the point. Second way, without isolating y prime, substitute 2 after taking derivative. Okay, no need to deal with simplification, taking y prime as a common factor, moving the others to the other side, dividing both sides and stuff. There are a lot of steps here to isolate y prime. So instead, it's more efficient to substitute the given point in the derivative first. So I'm gonna apply the second way. 2x, 2 multiplied by x, which is given as 2, minus 3y, 3 multiplied by y, which is given as 2, minus 3 multiplied by x, which is 2, multiplied by y prime, which is unknown, plus 3y, 3 multiplied by y, which is 2, times y prime, unknown, equals 0. So let's simplify now. I need y prime alone at the end. I either get y prime here alone or here alone. It's up to you. 2 by 2, 4. 3 by 2, 6. 4 minus 6 minus 2. Minus 2 to the other side. It makes 2. Equals 3 by 2, 6. Did I do any mistake? This is 3 by 2 by y prime. This is 2 by 2. This is 2. I wrote this wrong. Okay, here I have negative 3 times 2, negative 6, plus 2 times 2, 4. Negative 6 plus 4, negative 2 y prime. I need y prime alone, so divide both sides by negative 2. So y prime is equal to negative 1. I got my answer. Alright. So far we solved two types of questions. Either the function is given, we're asked to find the derivative at an x value, or an implicit equation is given and we're asked to find y prime or dy over dx at the given point. And the next type of question that you may face is another ministry question. The values of the derivative of functions at a point is given and their values at the same point is also given. We are asked to find the derivative of one side of the equation. Here I have f of x equals g of x times h of x. I need to find f prime of 1. So I need to find the derivative first. So when I take derivative of the left side, I also should take derivative of the right side. So I will differentiate this equation first, and at the end, I will substitute whatever is given. So there will be only one unknown. I will isolate that unknown and find the answer. This is pretty simple. Okay, derivative of left. Derivative of f is f prime equals derivative of right side. I see a product here. So we apply product rule. Derivative of first, g prime times second, plus first, g of x times derivative of second. So this is how we get the derivative of f. What I need is derivative of f to be 1. We need to evaluate the derivative of function at 1. So I will replace my x's with 1. F prime of 1 equals g prime of 1 times h of 1 plus g of 1 times g prime h prime of 1. Okay, now I'll insert what they were given in the question. It's pretty simple. I am not given f prime of 1, it's what is asked, but I am given a bunch of information. G prime of 1 is given as 1 times h of 1 given as negative 2 plus g of 1 is given as 1 times h prime of 1 is given as 3. See, everything is given. All I have to do is taking derivative and replacing the given. 1 times negative 2, plus 1 times 3, negative 2 plus 3 is 1. So f prime of 1 is 1. Alright. Okay. Let's solve another type of question. Function is given. There's an unknown in the function. And derivative of the function at 3 is given. The value of the derivative of the function at 3 is given. We are asked to evaluate the function at 2. But in order to evaluate the function at some point, we need to know what that unknown is. So my first step is finding the unknown. Let's figure out what that unknown is. So how am I going to find the unknown? By using the given. So let's use the given. So when there is an unknown, you always use the given to find the unknown. It is not given in vain, right? It has a purpose. So we are going to find f prime then. Substitute 3 for x and equalize the result to negative 162. That's what I do when I use the given. Okay, f prime of x equals, I see a power here, apply power rule, 3 in front, 3 by 3, 9, 8 x to the power of what? Reduce the power by 1, 2. Derivative of 3 is 0. So this is given as f prime of 3. Substitute x for 3. This is given as 9ax, which is 3 squared, as negative 162. Okay, this is what I need to do. Here I have 9 times 3 squared 9. 9 times 9, 81. A equals negative 162. I need 8 a alone. Divide both sides by 81. So a will be negative 2. Okay, I got the unknown. When I get the unknown, the rest is easy. Just substitute the value of a in the function. Write this as f of x equals 3 multiplied by a, which is negative 2, x cubed plus 3. So my f of x is 3 by negative 6, x squared plus 3. No more unknown. Now I can evaluate the function at 2. So see, this question involves evaluating functions and derivative. Two things in one question. So now I want my x's to be 2. This is what evaluation is, right? Switching the value of x with x in the function. So f of 2 equals 2 squared, 4. 4 times negative 6, negative 24. I think I made a mistake. It's not 2, it's 3. I keep making mistakes, see? Now, so here I have 2 cubed, 8. 8 by 6, negative 48, plus 3, negative 45. So that's my answer, negative 45, which is option D. Alright, so what did I do? I used the given first to find the unknown in the function. I took the derivative of the function. In the derivative, I use 3 for x, equalize the result to negative 162. I got the value of the unknown. I put the unknown back in the function, and then I evaluated the function at the given value. Alright? Okay, one last thing. What if we have a composition? What happens if there's a composition? Let's say we have f composed with g of x, f of g of x. How do I take derivative of f of g of x? It's like, consider this composition like f of u. What is the derivative of f of u? It's derivative of f, right? When we apply chain rule, remember, for powers, for trigonometric functions, we take the derivative and multiply the result by derivative of the inside, or derivative of the angle for trigonometric functions, u prime. So derivative of f of u is derivative of f multiplied by derivative of the inside, u prime. So when there's composition, you treat g, the inside function, as u. So same idea. You take derivative of outside function, multiply it by derivative of the inside function. Okay, derivative of outside function multiplied by derivative of inside function. Now, what do I do here? Find the value of f of g of 2 prime. Well, we need to take derivative of this composition. It's the ministry question. F of g of 2. Let's substitute 2 later. Let's take derivative of this. Sorry. This is what I need to do. I need to find f of g of x's derivative. So apply the rule, derivative of outside function, f prime of g of x, multiplied by derivative of inside function. So what I need here, x to be, I need x to be 2. So replace your x's with 2. F prime of g of 2 multiplied by g prime of 2. So now insert the given in the question like in the previous question. Everything that we need to solve the question is given. I need g of 2, that's given as negative 5. I need g prime of 2, that's also given as 4. So now, when you write this again, it's f prime of negative 5 multiplied by 4. One more unknown. What is f prime of negative 5? F prime of negative 5 is also given in the question as negative 1. So I have negative 1 multiplied by 4, which is negative 4. Okay? So this is what differentiation at a point is.